Hello everyone and welcome to the doorframe fixing HILTI application video. We shall start the process by grinding the concrete bulges, aligning and fixing the doorframe, fastening the doorframe and filling the gaps around the doorframe. This is a preparatory stage allowing for a smooth placement of the doorframe. In order to smoothly place the doorframe, the worksman removes all bulges using the HILTI grinder and the cup wheels. So now, before we get to the Hilti solutions, let's have a look how traditionally a doorframe is aligned. Two or more members are required and they use visual sensing to correct any misalignments during this process. Once again, visual sensing is being applied here. But we all know that real measurements require real numbers. How do we do that? Let's watch. The Hilti PMC46 uses the laser technology. The activity being carried out here is that the engineer is leveling the door frame by making sure it is leveled at the top of the frame, and while doing that, any gaps at the bottom are filled to maintain the level. Now the next activity is aligning the door frame. This is done by taking a point 10 centimeters away from the wall at both ends, and then the laser line is matched to both the points. It's 9 centimeters here, so that the door frame is to be kept 1 centimeter outwards to allow for any finishing work on the wall. The engineer here has maximum flexibility to take maximum number of references to make sure that his door is aligned correctly. An additional plumb check is being carried out just to make sure that the door frame is completely aligned and leveled to what we were expecting. So at the end, it's just one tool and one worksman to carry out all activities for leveling, plumbing, or alignments. And this will also save a lot of time for us. So now comes the real task of fixing the door frame without using any holdfast, without breaking any concrete. Here we use a Hilti rotary hammer T7 along with a 10 mm drill bit to drill the hole. And now we use a 12 mm drill bit to be used to widen the head of the hole to ensure proper flushing of the anchor. A 10 mm diameter HRD anchor along with its sleeve is placed in the hole. We shall use this Torx bit to drive the anchor into the sleeve. The anchor is to be driven till you hear the locking sound. Similarly, the same activity is to be repeated at the other diagonal end. The anchors are first diagonally placed so that the doorframe does not lose its alignment while doing the drilling. So this is how a flushed anchor would look like. Now since the doorframe is fixed diagonally at both the ends, we can go ahead and start drilling for the remaining number of anchors. We would be fixing about 6 HRD anchors to fix this doorframe. Before fixing the anchors, we should also make sure that all dust is clearly pumped out. In this process, you can see that there is no breaking of concrete involved. Usually while fixing holdfast, it is required that the concrete be chipped off to make space for the holdfast to be placed at their slots. So of course, this method will allow you to save a lot of time and money. The tool is being kept ready with the torque bit now. Now as the drilling is completed for all the anchors, we go ahead and place the sleeves. We slightly hammer the sleeves until they are flushed with the door frame. As you can see, this process is definitely very effective and very time saving. We've completed this activity in hardly 15 minutes. We did all the alignments and we did the fixing of the door frame with just one person. So here we go. The door frame is fixed and it's ready. So we finally now come to the last and final step of filling the gaps around the door frame without compromising on the aesthetics. Now before we get to filling the gaps, let's have a look as to how the flushed anchors look on the door. We have used CF116 to do this application here. The surface is cleaned and sprayed with water. The foam is being dispensed and it's filling up the gaps from the deepest end. Usually a cement mixture or POP is used to fill up these gaps, which have been observed in the long run develop a lot of cracks. Whereas the Hilti foam never compromises with the aesthetics that are required. Water is sprayed one more time for proper bonding once the foam is dispensed. Now once the foam is completely dispensed around the door frame, we go ahead and give it an aesthetic look by cutting the extra foam that we have on the door. The CF116 foam has a curing time of 1 hour approximately and can be cut after that to improve the aesthetics. You can see very clearly there are no gaps that are left here at all and it looks just amazing. So this was the complete solution from Hilti for fixing the door frames. So we also went ahead and tested the HRD anchor doing a pull-out test on varying base materials. We used RCC blocks, concrete blocks and C4X blocks. The results are as displayed.